What's up, guys and gals, true believers? Here's a look at the Marvel Legends Venompool Build-A-Figure series. I got the whole wave here. I got these, I believe, back in either early December or late November of last year, 2020. I think before this, I hadn't got a complete Build-A-Figure series since the Gamerverse Abomination series, which was like in early, I think, was it early 2020 or early 2019? I don't remember. It was a while back. But this was one that, the way I look at it is if I want not only the Build-A-Figure, but the majority of the figures in the series, I might as well just get the whole wave. Even if there's like one or two I could do without, I could easily sell those. I'd rather do that than like say there isn't enough figures that I want in the wave and then shell out for the price that the Build-A-Figure is going for. But this was one that I wanted almost all of them. Like I I use the term loosely, needed at least half of them, maybe a little more than half, and a couple I could be either way on, and then one that I pretty much kind of, unlike some others, I didn't totally not want, but I could definitely do without. So anyway, I'm just gonna give you guys a quick look. If you're a Marvel Legends collector, then you've seen these already, but if you're one of my regular viewers, I haven't really shown these or I don't do a whole lot of talking about Marvel Legends aside from showing what I get in the hauls. Um, the movie Venom is definitely the star of the show in this series for me. This is, I've said this several times in the past, but this is another one of those figures that I would have always wanted, based on like whether it's a movie or a show or whatever, based on something that we've seen, some visual incarnation of a character that I loved, but I wouldn't have imagined we would have gotten a figure of it. Especially, being what is it, the is it Sony? Those Spider-Man movies, that's not, Marvel Studios or MCU. Uh, you know, there was a point where it's like you weren't gonna get a modern Marvel Legends, but now we're also getting stuff from the older, what was it, 20th Century Fox? Was it the X-Men movies and stuff? But so anything's possible now. But still, so happy because I actually loved the Venom movie. I watched it, and there's not a whole lot of movies because I only have so much time for stuff, especially watching stuff. It's rare that I'm gonna watch a movie, especially like a modern movie, and not something that goes back to my childhood that I really love more than once. But I think I watched it 3 times already. I loved it. So the figure is great. It's ginormous, as you can see. Comes with two heads, two sets of hands, which you gotta appreciate with Marvel Legends. There's a lot of times like with the Venomized Miles Morales and Ghost Spider or Spider-Gwen. You get no accessories, no alternate parts or accessories. But sculpt looks great. It's just all around, for the price point, really good, really good. Again, for like a $20-25 figure, I can't complain. Um, Carnage. Now, this looks to be a bit more of a more modern. I don't know how modern. This is the head that was on him, and then you got what I would think is a slightly more classic head. Still not exactly the classic Carnage. Close enough for me, because for me, like a lot of the stuff that's iconic is the 90s stuff with Marvel. So classic Carnage would be my thing, and there's a Mafex version, and there has been a previous Marvel Legends, which I think I had. I forget what the wave was. I think I got that whole wave, but I flipped them. I wasn't really collecting them at the time. So this will do. This actually, I mean, I do like that all those lines are sculpted and not just painted or printed. Looks really good. So he is one I definitely appreciate having. Phage, not familiar. I don't know if that's a newer symbiote character, you know, more modern, or he is a character that goes back to like the 90s, and just look different. And I don't, or maybe look the same, but I have no recollection of the character, so I don't really have a connection to the character. He looks cool, but this is the one that it's like, I don't completely dislike or not want just because it's still a cool symbiote. Um, but because I have no connection to the character, it's like I could do without this guy. It does look cool, so I'm a little bit torn. And then the Venomized versions of Miles and Gwen. Not must-haves, but just because I do like the characters. And it's kind of cool seeing these Venomized versions of them. Like again, it's like not exactly versions that I need, but maybe I'll put them to use at some point. Um, do something with all the Venom stuff and the symbiote stuff. And then, maybe if I put them to use at some point, I can let go of them because they again, they're cool, but you know, I don't love them. I don't need them. Morbius. So I had the previous Marvel Legends version, which is, based on the more classic incarnation. I even had the old Toy Biz one, that had like the rubbery face with the opening mouth and stuff. So I always liked the character. Um, and like I said, I did have the previous Marvel Legends one. When this one was announced, I was like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and switch over to this modern version, even though I'm not actually familiar with this version. I haven't read any of the modern comics and stuff, but I do like it. I kind of, for the character, I feel like I could go with a modern version over the classic version. I might even get more hype for this character because we are getting the Morbius movie. And I really like the actor, Jared Leto. So yeah, there is also the Mezco 112 coming, but that's a character that I don't think needs a $85 Mezco 112 figure. I'm fine with my $20, $25 Morbius. Again, these three, Miles, Gwen, and Morbius, no alternate parts or accessories, which is kind of lame when you think about it. Um, you get the Build-A-Figure part, but still, it's kind of lame that there are not a single accessory or alternate part with those guys. And then you've got the Build-A-Figure, the big bad Venompool. Now, because of the angle, uh, the movie Venom, he looks bigger, much taller. But I want to say they're actually about the same height. Of course, his Venompool is beefier. It is something like he could have been bigger, but still, he's so beefy, and he is big. He's still big. He's still taller. So if you're a Venom fan and a Deadpool fan, or either or, it's still kind of like a must have. If you're a fan of either of those. But if you're a fan of both, man, double whammy. I'm not really familiar with the character. Haven't read any of the modern comics. All the Maximum Venom or Venomized everything that you get these days. But Venom has always been one of my favorites since back in the day. Um, and I love Deadpool. So a Venomized Deadpool, Venompool, yeah. And he does come with couple. He has alternate hands, so at least, and he's got his swords. Again, Carnage has two different heads, and Phage has like a symbiote weapon. So yeah, pretty cool. Not a bad wave. This is definitely no buyer's remorse here. And one that, I want the majority of the series, so it's totally worth it for me. Who knows? I might end up keeping all of them, and it'd be like one of the rare occasions that I actually keep an entire wave of a Build-A-Figure. So anyways, there you guys have it. Hope you guys enjoyed, and thanks so much for watching.